surface, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make sure my pin heads are not on top of each other, because when you're couching, if you hit a stack of pin heads, you might not get your needle through. So be conscious of keeping your pin heads separate, away from each other. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring the couching thread up where I think it needs to be, okay? I'm just going to guess. If it isn't in the right place, I'll just do a pin head and reposition it. So now I need to load the beads onto the double-stranded thread, and this is where this bead pouch comes in handy. That's the whole secret, and their double twos are here, okay? Okay. Because you can't pick up the beads if you just have a flat layer in the pouch. You got to have a mountain, okay? Get in there, guys. Static electricity, okay? And that's why I keep pinching it and making a mountain of beads. Okay, so get my double-stranded needle, make them parallel to the surface, and you just go into the pile of beads. And the beads automatically just go onto the needle. You don't have to sit there and pick one at a time. So I think I do usually about 3 needle fills, and that should be enough to do a petal. Okay, there's 2. And there's 3. That should be plenty. So I'm going to then take the bag, pour the beads back in, because you don't want a bead spill. No. Now, the other thing I want you to realize, there are two sizes of white in here. They are both the same color. Do not pour 11s into the 15s. Do you know how many times I've done it? So when I'm working on a bead, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just put the bag in the pouch and set it there so I know what size I'm working on. That tells me that's what I'm working on. Okay, so then I take the double-stranded thread and I take her beading coma, and wherever I like to put it in the twist, because then I don't stab myself. If I poke the point of the needle in underneath the twist of the ponytail thing, I don't stab myself as much if I hide the tip. So then I bring it all the way up till it's taut from the surface, and I wind it down. Okay, and then there's the beads, but I'm going to pull some back out of the way to give me room to couch and stuff. Okay, so remember, you want the thread to be flush to the surface so you can couch a line. You do not want the coma to be sitting like this with the thread off the surface. Just rotate it. Okay, see how I did that? So now the line is at the end of the surface, because you can couch a line that's flush to a surface easier than you can one up in the air. Just trust me, okay? All right, so now I've got the couching thread ready. Okay, so I'm going to push all the beads out of the way except for one, because you start a line always 1 bead away. You end a line 1 bead away. It just secures that line more if you start and end with a single bead rather than 2. So we always start with just 1 bead away. So I'm going to pull the coma over here. This hand holds it. One of the fingers is the bead pusher. And so the couching thread is already on this side, it seems. So I'm just going to push that bead up as far as I can get it. And I'm going to put the couching thread back in the same hole. Now I'm kind of putting my finger over top of the loop. I don't know what's underneath there, but something is.
There shouldn't be anything over there.
No.
I think I hit the pin head. This is what I think. Okay, let's see if I can pull it through now. I loosened it. I hit one of the pin heads, so I'm making sure the loop grabs that bead and lassos it so that the lasso is on this side of the bead and catches it and pulls it down to the fabric. So pull tight, pull tight. Okay, now it's time to move 2 more beads down. So I'll just count 2 beads out. And the index finger and my thumb are holding the coma and keeping it taut. My middle finger is pushing the 2 beads down. I see where they sit. I swing it out of the way. I bring the needle up where my eye was seeing where those 2 beads ended. So I'm on this side of the beads. Then I'll swing it back so that I can then go down in the same hole on the white line. Okay? Then I'm going to pull. If you need to, bring your finger and let him pull the lasso over, or whatever you need to do to make sure. Oh, those 2 beads just rode down the line. Look at them. They do that. So get them back, bring that back, and then pull. So I pull with this and I pull with my couching thread at the same time. So I'm going to move 2 more down, See how I just move them down? See where they are, swing them out of the way so I can make sure I'm bringing my couching needle right up on the white line. Then swing it back over so I can get the other side down on the same place. Okay? So the beauty of this is I can do any curved line I want, and I just keep rotating round and round and round. This tool can be used on canvas. If you have a squiggly line of gold beads you want to put in, do it this way. Okay? You would use a beading needle to attach your double-stranded thread to your canvas, but you would use a needlepoint needle for your couching thread, because you want to be able to poke it up and be able to pull it up, so you need a needlepoint needle that will stay in the holes. And then you can just couch over top of that line. And the beauty of this is the thread is going through the center of the beads and giving you a true line. When you do the diagonal stitching, the center is always going at a right diagonal or a left diagonal, and it's not giving you the look of a smooth line that this would. So you can couch any line down on anything now with this method. Okay? Okay, so you're gonna couch all the way over till you get to that other end and make it one bead outward there. When you get to that next bead, go down and start the next line.